Krishna Vasudeva. To achieve doing doing the best, doing the best in the best way are the three things we want to achieve the divinity. For that, the best things to be done as per our convenience and conviction and guidance by the gurus. The seven things every day we are doing, may we do them in a better and best manner day by day. Welcome you all, respected friends. Here we are to do our seven sadhanas. Undoubtedly, they are our offerings to Paramatma to bless us with the divinity, and anything else he expects us to do, wants us to do. Let us express our readiness. Let him get that thing done by us. We are ready. In this, the Parabrahma Ishvara Jagannatha, Devata Gana, Guru Gana, Shastra Gana Krupa we want, and we want to improve in our Vyaktitva. So that undoubtedly we are a contributor to the world, and undoubtedly we are doing and excelling in our spiritual unfoldment. Seven sadhanas are the Vedic chanting, mantra dhyanam, common sense thought, Guru Parampara, and Shanti Mantrocharana, Sankalpa for the entire universe's good and spiritual unfoldment, Upanishad Mantrocharana, and Adhyanam of the Upanishad. Shwethashwathara Upanishad, 6th chapter. In all angles, exhaustively, we are trying to understand this mantra 18, which talks about the most important aspect of our life and sadhana, Sharanagati. Perhaps this is the shloka to which we have given good amount of samaya, time, and tried to understand it from all angles. Today we will see the remaining portion of the Bhashya. And in the 19th mantra, very interestingly, Bhagwan, the Shrutikara or Shrutimata, Shwethashwathara Rishji, gives such an opposite example to convince us that other than knowing the truth, there is no way for moksha. Very, very interesting. It is, it is deeper than the deepest also, and also appears to be, what example he has given like that. Very good one. If we can touch it today, we will do that. Okay, friends, let us start our first activity of Vedic chanting. Atharvana Veda, Adbhuta, Suktas, we are chanting every day. In continuation today, the Jala Mahima, therefore Jala Prarthana Sukta. Our Rishis Munis have discovered the contribution of the Paramatma alone in so many forms and gave due value, respect to all of them, and tried to tune to all of them. Here, through the Suktams, when the praise is done, when the chantings are done, it's not only mere chanting and praise, it also means that, oh, the life supporters, you all, I value you, I respect you, I'll tune to you in the manner which you appreciate. So, for example, in the Jala Sukta, it's all, not only the Jala Devata praised, thanked, but a commitment that Jala we properly utilize. We respectfully utilize. We don't spoil, we don't waste, we don't misuse. All that wisdoms are included. Goes without saying. Like if you respect your guru, it's not only you are doing pranams to him in a sthula rupa. That's only one aspect. It also means you respect his words, his guidance, his advices, taking them as orders, you follow them to please him. All of them are included in the Guru Bhakti here also. Okay. It is called as Jivana Rasa Suktam, four mantras. Then Jala Suktam, four mantras. All eight of them we'll learn today. So in this Jivana Rasa Suktam, Devata is Brahma and Rishi is Brahma, Devatas are Dyava Prithvi, Duloka and Bholoka. You know, they are praised at the same time, indirectly they are told, you are not the only one, but there is a third one also to help us, bless us. The first mantra is to all the human beings, this Rishi is addressing. Listen carefully, kehte hue. This is the Veda Vachanam. What is it? All that which is giving life to the Oshadis, which when we consume, we are also getting life. That life to the Oshadis is not coming from the Devata Loka, not coming from the Bhuloka. Then, where is it coming from? The life for the Oshadis is coming from the in between Antariksha Loka, whose Mahima we don't recognize. That Antariksha Loka alone is again supporting the Yakshagandharvadi also. How this Antariksha Loka is supporting the life of the Oshadi? Because it is containing the clouds in which there is water, which when rains, then only the Oshadis have the life. In turn, when they are taken, we also become lively. Isn't it? Therefore, this thing, whether Devatas know it or not, acknowledge it or not, we don't know. Oh dear listeners, you must respect not only Bhuloka, not only the Dyuloka, but this Antariksha Loka, wherein these clouds are there to give us life. Therefore, having said so, again the address is to this Dyuloka and Bhuloka. That it is in your movement that the Antariksha Loka and in that the Jala is created. And that Jala through the clouds and rains coming down to stay as the oceans and rivers, which is sustaining us. Therefore, when we have praised the Antariksha Loka and the clouds there, doesn't mean that we devalued or disrespected you. Yeah, Antariksha Loka has the Jala to give the life to us through giving life to the Oshadis. But this Antariksha is between you only, the Bhuloka and Dyuloka. Therefore, you also are the cause. So, we duly acknowledge your contribution too. So, in this way, this whole world beautifully supported by the Dyuloka, supported by the Bhuloka, and in between also the Antariksha. To all those three we salute. So that's the meaning of the three Vyahrutis which we chant also during Gayatri and other mantras. Om Bhur Bhuva Suvaha. And the Bhuloka supports us to stay and many other things. The Dyuloka, the Devatas are the ones which who empower our all Indriyas, monitor all our welfare, etc. Suvaha, Bhuvaha, Om Bhuhu, Om Suvaha. Between is Bhuvaha. Om Bhur Bhuvaha. This Bhuvaloka also has the clouds, etc., and so many other Yaksha Kinnaradi, Gandharvadi. They also have their contribution in maintaining the entire world. So too contributing to us. So it is an expanded vision of visualizing the presence and contribution of all these, acknowledging it, developing our respect and reverence to them, therefore, our healthy tuning to them, therefore, being blessed by them. Now, in the second sukta, it is the Rishi is Shantati Rishi, Devata is the Jala Devata. The mantra is what? Hmm? This golden, purest and purifying waters. From that the sun is arising. Means the ocean से वहाँ भगवान सूर्य आ रहे हैं ऐसा दिखता है ना, that scene. Then in these waters which are there in the river, etc., there the or in the clouds in between, the Lord Agni is appearing in the form of the Vidyutu. So these waters which are so precious, valuable, having the Agni in their womb, and these waters in that way become the hetu for our health as well as happiness. So the Agni gives us life. From the Agni Jala came, through the Jala Agni comes to us to give us life. In that way, Agni Devata is cause of life coming to us through the Jala. Therefore, Jala Devata is saluted and prayed that these waters which we consume in so many forms, from the vegetables, from the fruits, or directly we drink water, inhale when we do the air, water vapor goes inside. May they become cause of our health, not ill health, cause of our happiness, not misery. In that, our duty of not polluting them, saving them, respecting them, all of them go without saying. In the olden days, that there was never this factory pollution spoiling the rivers, etc. Maximum they used to take bath. That's the only thing they do with the rivers. Other than that, saluting the river, using it for other purposes, that's all. So इसलिए उतना ज़्यादा माफ़ी करने की ज़रूरत नहीं मांगने. But nowadays we do so much. So we need to have the extra care. In the same way, the Lord Varuna, who is a king, okay, staying within this water, um, deciding, guiding us in knowing what is Satya and Asatya, that Lord Varuna along with Agni again become the hetu for our health as well as happiness. So too, the water is the essence which gives the Amrutatva. That water is the one with its Amrutatva giving Amrita to the Devatas also in the Swarga. The same waters are there in the Antariksha, widespread supporting the Jivas there. Same way, in the ground level, having the Agni in them, the waters are supporting us on the earth. Such water Devata, Varuna Devata, we are saluting. Please bless us with the health and longevity, health and happiness. Finally, mm, O water Devatas, from all directions, look at me with the kindness and compassion rays. So to touch me with your most kind and compassionate touches. Then give all the inner and outer purities, give all the inner and outer sukha as well as health. So it's very subtle indicative suktam, the presence of water, its contribution recognized, its cause root is recognized, its place of production is recognized, and it is being praised. Thus, we become aware of that which is supporting our upadhis, the Jala Devata. So, Jala, Agni, Surya, Vayu, Prithvi, Indradi, and other Dikpalakas, every one of them are there managing the show of this world. Those days, they were awakened to the presence and contribution of all of them fully. And therefore, the gesture of gratitudes and prayers and offering various oblations, they used to do naturally, effortlessly, and fully busy in that, living 100 life healthily under their guidance and protection, fulfilling the purpose of life in spiritual evolution. Must no chaos, no confusions, no taking the wrong understandings as the right ones. No, they were very clear. That's called Shuddha Antakarna, where everything is Pashta. Okay. Now let us see the mantra Ucharana. Spend some time. Om Narayana. Om Atharvana Vedantargata Jivana Rasa Suktam. Om Idam Janaso Vitatam वितथमहत् ब्रह्म वदिष्यति ॐ इदं जनासो विततमहत् ब्रह्म वदिष्यते सतत्पृथिव्यान्नो सतत्पृथिव्यां दिव्येन प्राणन्ति वीरुधः दिव्येन प्राणन्ति वीरुधः ॐ इदं जनासो विततमहत् ब्रह्म वदिष्यते सतत्पृथिव्यां नो दिव्येन प्राणन्ति वीरुधः ॐ इदं जनासो विततमहत् ब्रह्म वदिष्यते सतत्पृथिव्यां नो दिव्येन प्राणन्ति वीरुधः सेकंड अंतरिक्ष असांस्ताम अंतरिक्ष आसांस्ताम श्रान्तसदामिव श्रान्तसदामिव आस्थानम् आस्थानमस्य भूतस्य विदुष्टत् वेदसो न वा आस्थानमस्य भूतस्य विदुष्टत् वेदसो न वा अंतरिक्ष आसांस्ताम श्रान्त सदामिव आस्थानमस्य भूतस्य विदुष्टत् वेदसो न वा अंतरिक्ष आसांस्ताम श्रान्तसदामिव आस्थानमस्य भूतस्य विदुष्टत् वेदसो न वा 3 यत् रोदसीरे जमाने यत् रोदसीरे जमाने भूमिश्च निरतक्षतम् भूमिश्च निरतक्षतम् आर्द्रं तदद्य सर्वदा आर्द्रं तदद्य सर्वदा समुद्रस्येव स्रोत्याः समुद्रस्येव स्रोत्याः यद्रोदसीरे जमाने भूमिश्च निरतक्षतम् आर्द्रं तदद्य सर्वदा समुद्रस्येव स्रोत्याः यद् रोदसीरे जमाने भूमिश्च निरतक्षतम् आर्द्रं तदद्य सर्वदा समुद्रस्येव स्रोत्याः थर्ड फोर्थ विश्वमन्यामभीवार विश्वमन्यामभीवार तदन्यस्यामधिश्रितं तदन्यस्यामधिश्रितं दिवे च विश्ववेदसे दिवे च विश्ववेदसे पृथिव्यै चाकरं नमः पृथिव्यै चाकरं नमः विश्वमन्यामभीवार तदन्यस्यामधिश्रितं दिवे च विश्ववेदसे पृथिव्यै चाकरं नमः विश्वमन्यामभीवार तदन्यस्यामधिश्रितं दिवे च विश्ववेदसे पृथिव्यै चाकरं नमः ओम शांति 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 नेक्स्ट वन अथ जल सूक्तम these mantras are famous many times in so many other suktam stotrams also they come ॐ हिरण्यवर्णाः शुचयः पावका ॐ हिरण्यवर्णाः शुचयः पावका यासु जातः सवितायास्वग्निः यासु जातः सवितायास्वग्निः या अग्निं गर्भं दधिरे सुवर्णाः या अग्निं गर्भं दधिरे सुवर्णाः तान आपश्यंस्यो न भवन्तु तान आपश्यंस्यो न भवन्तु ॐ हिरण्यवर्णाः शुचयः पावका यासु जातः सवितायास्वग्निः या अग्निं गर्भं दधिरे सुवर्णाः तान आपश्यंस्यो न भवन्तु ॐ हिरण्यवर्णाः शुचयः पावका या सुजातः सविता या स्वग्निः या अग्निं गर्भं दधिरे सुपर्णा सुवर्णाः तान आपश्यंस्यो न भवन्तु। सेकंड, यासां राजा वरुणो याति मध्ये यासां राजा वरुणो याति मध्ये सत्यान्हृते अवपश्यन् जनानां सत्यान्हृते अवपश्यन् जनानां या अग्निं गर्भं दधिरे सुवर्णा या अग्निं गर्भं दधिरे सुवर्णाः तान आपः शंस्यो न भवन्तो तान आपः शंस्यो न भवन्तो यासां राजा वरुणो याति मध्ये सत्यान्हृते अवपश्यन् जनानां या अग्निं गर्भं दधिरे सुपर्णाः तान आपः शंस्यो न भवन्तो यासां राजा वरुणो याति मध्ये सत्यान्हृते अवपश्यन् जनानां या अग्निं गर्भं दधिरे सुवर्णाः तान आपः शंस्यो न भवन्तो। लॉर्ड, यासां देवादिविः कृण्वन्ति भक्षं यासां देवादिविः कृण्वन्ति भक्षं या अन्तरिक्षे बहुधा भवन्ति या अन्तरिक्षे बहुधा भवन्ति या अग्निं गर्भं दधिरे सुवर्णाः या अग्निं गर्भं दधिरे सुवर्णाः तान आपश्यंस्यो न भवन्तो तान आपश्यंस्यो न भवन्तो। यासां देवादिविः कृण्वन्ति भक्षं या अन्तरिक्षे बहुधा भवन्ति या अग्निं गर्भं दधिरे सुवर्णाः तान आपश्यंस्यो न भवन्तो यासां देवादिविः कृण्वन्ति भक्षं या अन्तरिक्षे बहुधा भवन्ति या अग्निं गर्भं दधिरे सुवर्णाः तान आपश्यंस्यो न भवन्तो। लास्ट वन, शिवेन मा चक्षुषा पश्यतावः शिवेन मा चक्षुषा पश्यतावः शिवया तन्वोपस्पृशतत्त्वचं मे शिवया तन्वोपस्पृशतत्त्वचं मे घृतश्च्युतः शुचयो याः पावकाः घृतश्च्युतः शुचयो याः पावकाः तान आपश्यंस्यो न भवन्तो तान आपश्यंस्यो न भवन्तो। शिवेन मा चक्षुषा पश्यतावः शिवया तन्वोपस्पृशतत्त्वचं मे घृतश्च्युतः शुचयो याः पावकाः तान आपश्यंस्यो न भवन्तो। शिवेन मा चक्षुषा पश्यतावः शिवया तन्वोपस्पृशतत्त्वचं मे घृतश्च्युतः शुचयो याः पावकाः तान आपश्यंस्यो न भवन्तु। Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. What beautiful attitudes these rishis have, and so casually, effortlessly, tuning with utter devotion to these life giving forces whom they called as not less than devatas, and lived in that respectful, reverential, worshipful attitude with all these factors. Wow. We need to have a different intellect to understand the hridaya of the rishis. Om atha atharvana vedantaragatha jivana rasa suktam. Om idam janaso vitata mahad brahma vadishyade सतत्पृथिव्यां नो दिव्येन प्राणन्ति विरुधः अन्तरिक्ष आसांस्तामश्रान्तसदामिव आस्थानमस्य भूतस्य विदुश्च वेदसो न वा यद् रोदसीरे जमाने भूमिश्च निरतक्षदम् आर्द्रं तदद्य सर्वदा समुद्रस्येव स्रोत्याः विश्वमन्यामभीवार तदन्यस्यामधिश्रितं दिवे च विश्ववेदसे पृथिव्यै चाकरन्नमः। अथ जलसूक्तम् ॐ हिरण्यवर्णाः शुचयः पावका यासु जातः सविता यास्वग्निः या अग्निं गर्भं दधिरे सुवर्णाः तान आपश्यंस्यो न भवन्तो यासां राजा वरुणो याति मध्ये सत्यानृते अवपश्यन् जनानां या अग्निं गर्भं दधिरे सुवर्णाः तान आपश्यंस्यो न भवन्तो यासां देवादिवि कृण्वन्ति भक्षं या अन्तरिक्षे बहुधा भवन्ति या अग्निं गर्भं दधिरे सुवर्णाः तान आपश्यंस्यो न भवन्तो शिवेन मा चक्षुषा पश्यतापः शिवया तन्वोपस्पृशतत्त्वचं मे घृतश्च्युतश्रुचयो याः पावगाः तान आपश्यंस्यो न भवन्तो ॐ शान्तिः 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 तान आपः शंस्यो न भवन्तु. Let those waters be always givers of health and sukha. ॐ इदं जनासो विततमहद्ब्रह्म वदिष्यते न तत्पृथिव्यान्नो दिव्येन प्राणन्ति वीरुदः अन्तरिक्ष आसांस्ताम श्रान्तसदामिव आस्थानमस्य भूतस्य विदुष्टत्वेदसो न वा यद् रोदसीरे जमाने भूमिश्च निरतक्षदम् आर्द्रं तदद्य सर्वदा समुद्रस्येव स्रोत्याः विश्वमन्यामभीवार तदन्यस्यामधिश्रितं दिवे च विश्ववेदसे पृथिव्यै चाकरं नमः जलसूक्तं हिरण्यवर्णाः शुचयः पावका यासु जातः सविता यास्वग्निः या अग्निं गर्भं दधिरे सुवर्णाः तान आपश्यंस्यो न भवन्तो यासां राजा वरुणो याति मध्ये सत्यानृते अवपश्यन् जनानां या अग्निं गर्भं दधिरे सुवर्णाः तान आपः शंस्यो न भवन्तो यासां देवादिवि कृण्वन्ति भक्षं या अन्तरिक्षे बहुधा भवन्ते या अग्निं गर्भं दधिरे सुवर्णाः तान आपश्यंस्यो न भवन्तो शिवेन मा चक्षुषा पश्यतावः शिवया तन्वोपस्पृशतत्त्वचं मे घृतश्च्युतश्रुचयो याः पावकाः तान आपश्यंस्यो न भवन्तो ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. With slightly knowing the meaning, chanting the Veda mantras. Are you understanding the grace and blessings? How divinized we become every day having uttered, chanted, heard these mantras. See the beauty. I'm sure you are also getting that type of delight. And then maybe I have done the sankalpa that the parichaya with Veda mantras should happen. Maybe little strong, that the Lord is blessing, as if it is out of the way that though we sit for Upanishad study every day, we are made to do this. So Lord also found this as the time to fulfill our sankalpa that we should chant the beautiful Veda Suktams mantras. And you are associated with this class, therefore you are also doing. Or you yourself also might have had the thoughts of learning Veda mantras, therefore you are associated with such session where these things are going on. How these are happening? A cause we have analyzed. With whatever the cause they are happening, but they are happening for the good. What? The chanting of these Veda mantras consciously with full devotion and bhakti, Shraddha and bhakti. I am not taking more time to elaborately explain because we have to do so many things. Otherwise, is not the water the essence of life? No, is it not correct to recognize the contribution of water? Should we not tune with that water as the Devata with all respect, devotion? That's what the rishis are doing. That is what is the intelligence. That is what is the maturity. Wherein we know the value of the things which are giving us life, we acknowledge it. So this way exhaustively it can be explained. But good that we are chanting these mantras, though these all have to be chanted every day, But every day one only we are learning for the time being. Later on, there may come a life in us wherein whole life, every day for hours together we may do the way the chanting by which total blessings of all these devatas come to take care of our upadhis with which we are able to do our ultimate sadhana and reach out. All prayers, sankalpas, assumptions, understandings and faiths. करते रहो बस लगे रहो and do with utsah. Luckily, we are not doing anything non-positive. Everything is positive. Come to the second activity of our dhyana purvaka mantrocharana. Uh, the main dhyana is on vidmahe, dhimahi and prachodayat. Already it is told more than 50 times. Therefore, with my understanding, conviction that you are aware of these three words, every day I am not explaining exhaustively. We are only seeing the Devata and the mantra. Nowadays, the Nakshatra Gayatri mantra Ucharana, we are doing something unique. Out of that 27 Nakshatras, 21 we have finished. So today 22, 3, 4, tomorrow it will conclude. What are the Nakshatras we have done so far? The first day was Ashwini, Bharani, Krutika. Second, Rohini, Mrugashira, Ardra. Third, Punarvasu, Pushya and Ashlesha. Fourth, Makha, Purva Palguni and Uttara Palguni. Fifth, Hasta, Chaitra and Swati. Sixth day, Vishakha, Anuradha and Jeshta. And yesterday, Mula, Purvashada and Uttarashada. 21, 7 threes. Today, 22, 3, 4. It is the Shravana Nakshatra and Dhanishta Nakshatra and Shatabhisha. Shravana Nakshatra, Dhanishta and Shatabhisha. So, Sri Shravana Nakshatra mantra is Om Mahashreshthaya Vidmahe Punyashlokaya Dhimahi. Mahashreshta means the best in all attitudes and kindnesses. Punyashlokaya Dhimahi, the well praised Nakshatra. Punya Shloka. And goes without saying because it is Shravana. Because through Shravana only all knowledge regarding the goal and the means and the way the life has to be lived, all we come to know. So Shravana. That's why even in the months also, Chaitra, Vaishakha, Jeshta, Ashada, when we create all chaos and confusions, to come out of it. The first month is Shravana Masa, where we do the Shravana from our gurus about what mistakes I am doing, how to avoid them, what right things I have to do, how to do. There also the Shravana. Shravana Masa, Shravanat Shravanam. So, because of through Shravana only, Bhadram Karanevihi Shruniyama Devaha. The Veda mantra also starts with the Shravana only. So, we need to listen all the auspicious things through our ears. This Shravana Nakshatra helps, therefore, it is well praised. That is the Punya Shlok. So, Mahajyeshtaya Punya Shlokaya. Mahashreshtaya Punya Shlokaya. So too, the next one is Dhanishta Nakshatra. It is Agranathaya. Agranatha. He is the leader of all leaders only. Then Vasupritaya Namaha. Vasuprita. Vasu is gold. Vasu also Bhumi. And that is why Dhanishta Nakshatra. Dhanishta, Dhana, Ishta, Dhanishta. You can talk it as. Bhumi is the Dhana and all the Dhana, whether it is gold or metals or the crops, paddy, everything comes from the earth only. Therefore, the Dhanishta Nakshatra में Agranathaya Vasupritaya Dhanishta. Third one is the Shatabhisha Nakshatra today. Shatabhisha Nakshatra is the Aushadhi Rupa. Therefore, Bheshajaya Vidmahe. And the Shatabhisha Nakshatra has connection with the Varuna Deva. Therefore, Varuna Dehaya Dhimahi. So, Varuna Deha and the Roga Nirvarana, Bheshaja, the medicine. Bheshaja medicine, Bhishak means doctor. So, Bheshajaya Vidmahe, Varuna Dehaya Dhimahi, Tanno Shatabhisha. So, the Shatabhisha Nakshatra Anugraha, all the Sharirika Rogas, the Manasika Rogas, The Adhyatmika rogas can go away. The Sharirika rogas, we know all the diseases. Manasika roga, we know the Kama Krodha. Adhyatmika roga is only one, not knowing ourselves. This Shatavidha Visha Nakshatra Anugraha, if we have, all the roga will go away. And the Varuna Deva, the reigning of knowledge and reigning of experience of divine will happen to us. Okay. O Mahashrestaya Punya Shlokaya Shravana. O Mahashrestaya Vidmahe Punya Shlokaya Dhimahi Tanno Shravana Prachodayat. O Mahashrestaya Vidmahe Punya Shlokaya Dhimahi Tanno Shravana Prachodayat. O Mahashrestaya Vidmahe पुण्यश्लोकाय धीमहि तन्नो श्रवणः प्रचोदयात् ॐ महाश्रेष्ठाय विद्महे 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 पुण्यश्लोकाय धीमहि तन्नो श्रवणः प्रचोदयात् धनिष्ठा ॐ अग्रनाथाय वसूप्रीताय धनिष्ठा प्रचोदयात् ॐ अग्रनाथाय विद्महे वसुप्रीताय धीमहि तन्नो 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 धनिष्ठा प्रचोदयात् शतभिषा ॐ भेषजाय शतभिषा भिषा means भेषज the one who is the removal of hundreds of diseases with the hundreds of medicines. ओम भेषजाय विद्महे वरुण देहाय धीमहि तन्नो शतभिषा प्रचोदयात् ओम भेषजाय विद्महे वरुण देहाय धीमहि तन्नो शतभिषा प्रचोदयात् ओम भेषजाय विद्महे वरुण देहाय धीमहि तन्नो शतभिषा प्रचोदयात् ओम भेषजाय विद्महे वरुण देहाय धीमहि तन्नो शतभिषा प्रचोदयात् ओम भेषजाय विद्महे वरुण देहाय धीमहि तन्नो शतभिषा प्रचोदयात् ओम भेषजाय विद्महे वरुण देहाय धीमहि तन्नो शतभिषा प्रचोदयात् ओम भेषजाय विद्महे वरुण देहाय धीमहि तन्नो शतभिषा प्रचोदयात् ओम भेषजाय विद्महे वरुण देहाय धीमहि तन्नो शतभिषा प्रचोदयात् ओम भेषजाय विद्महे वरुण देहाय धीमहि तन्नो शतभिषा प्रचोदयात् ॐ भेषजाय विद्महे वरुणदेहाय धीमहि तन्नो शतभिषा प्रचोदयात्। 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 ॐ श्रवणाधनिष्ठा शतभिषा नक्षत्र देवताभ्यो नमः। तव चरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये। मां रक्ष रक्ष परिपाहि परिपाहि। आत्मानुभव साधना प्रति प्रचोदनं नित्य निरन्तर अनुक्षणेन कुरु कुरु स्वाहा। अस्मिन् जन्मन्येव आत्मानुभव प्राप्ति द्वारा मुक्तिं प्रदेहि प्रदेहि प्रयच्छ प्रयच्छ. What I feel these 30-40 minutes every day, that through this Veda mantra Ucharana, where we are invoking the Vedic Devatas, and then this Dhyana Purvaka mantra, we are being trained by, we are being repaired by, we are being purified by all these Devatas, thus qualifying us for the Adhyatmika sadhana step by step. Or else why these thoughts should come to us, and how joyfully without any problem we are doing every day. Willingly we are doing it, and it is happening to unbroken continuous. So this is what is the way the divine grace happens. Recognizing it also is divine grace, and making right use of it is our purushartha. In the purushartha, increase regularity, increase bhakti, increase shraddha, and with shraddha, bhakti, ekagra or regularity yukta involvement while doing these mantras. भक्ति श्रद्धा निरंतरता से इसमें दिल लगाकर पार्टिसिपेट करें तो वी विल बी रियली टेकन केयर ऑफ बाय ऑल दीज देवतास एंड our life will be better. So the Devata Anugraha invocation part is done there. And as our Purushartha, whatever we have to do, that anyway we have to do. So thus two things we have done, Vedic chanting, Mantra Dhyanam, now in the common sense thought, Narayana, simple things, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. 1, 2, 3, 4 are discussed by us earlier, we know them. Fifth one also we have discussed. Today little more we discuss. Krishna Vasudeva. The first one is what? What to do in our life. This is the discussion today on this point. Start awakening the intellect, first of all. Intellect's awakening is to know. What is to be known and done first is what? Always is our upadhis. Never forget the Dehendriya Prana Manobuddhi Upadhi and whatever the outer upadhis we have in terms of whatever the vehicles or instruments we have. Recognizing their presence and always having an eye on them, maintaining them for their health and strength is to be done. First is awaken or become aware and aware of always. Second, that awareness is used in becoming aware of all our upadhis, their management. After managing, whatever required for our survival, third point, है let us do all of them with these upadhis. First survive hona hai humko. So in that aspect, all our naukari, all our management with the world, all our management with our family members, wherein our comfortable, safe, secured survival is ensured. That has to be done. We are in the vagueness of buddhi, we are giving the understanding. कि भैया करना क्या है, अगर आप सवाल पूछते हो तो अपना कॉन्शियस लेवल को इंक्रीज करो, अवेयरनेस लेवल. Then mind your upadhis, the internal and outer. Then for your own survival, proper survival, what is to be done, do that. You see all the animals do that. Whatever required for their survival, they keep on doing it. Compulsory it is required. Then comes the fourth one. Key, what else we can, with our extra abilities, resources, in what way we can help the world around. Okay, either by ourselves going there if we have the spare time, or when the world comes to us, in whichever the form, how I can contribute, wherein nothing gross uh, profit to me, nothing substantial benefit to me I am looking for. I'm just finding fulfillment in doing the service. That's it. It can be million things. So with these well-managed upadhis, in which so many things are there, our abilities, talents, knowledges, professional skills, जितना भी है आपका, हम कितना लोक सेवा कर सकते हैं. Be conscious of it. Either you yourself can have a big project कि 10 साल under this banner, this type of service I will do to this world, or whatever comes to you. Isn't it? Like I took up this key for a few years, the Shastra, Adhyayana, Adhyapana, let me do as my service. This is what I can, other I cannot. With my own upadhis. My buddhi daily thinks about which text to take, how to take, and all. My mind feels for me and you all that may be healthy, regular, learn it, and my indriyas are working. So I know for what to do with my upadhis as service. I'm giving an example. आप अपना अपना चुन लेना क्या आप कर सकते हो. This is the fourth one. After doing the third one of what we have to do for our own survival. Before that, the second one is managing the upadhis every day, including everything like the शरीर के लिए the नहा उसको daily, उसका स्वस्थता का ख्याल रखो, give the food to it, to all the upadhis, indriya, prana, mana, isn't it? Before that, awareness, consciousness. Losing the awareness is delusion, where we live life thereafter unconsciously, meaninglessly erratic. We are living but not conscious. We are living but not meaningfully. We are living but erratically, in the sense not no clarity at all. That we cannot as human beings given the intellect. Awaken the intellect, manage the upadhis. Second, third one is stand on your own feet. Whatever required for your survival, you procure them. Don't depend on others. I'm telling only the shortcut thoughts. उसके पीछे फिर सैकड़ों चीजें हैं. I'm not touching all that. Main things we are discussing. The fourth one is going out and serving the world. Beautiful it is. It can be 100 ways. It can be. Oh, बहुत सारे. हाँ, anything where the totality is helped, that is a noble act. है ना 3 एकड़ जमीन लेके घना जंगल बना उधर. So much of oxygen will come, so many fruits, flowers will come, freshness will come. Isn't it? Any project of any sort which helps the world in a big way or in a small way, you can do. The consumer goods प्रोडक्शन का हो या सप्लाई का हो, कुछ भी करो भैया दुनिया के लिए मजा है उसमें. देयर इज एन आनंद. Okay, this is the fourth. The last and fifth is consciously start doing your spiritual pursuits for spiritual unfoldment. Okay, in spiritual pursuit and spiritual unfoldment, don't be vague, don't be unclear, don't have doubts. It's the only one thing, knowing the substratum and abiding in it. Jnanam about the sadvastu. And that there is one reality, that which is without any birth death modifications, and that is infinite, that is blissful, and I am that I have to realize it. Is there any vagueness in it? And this fifth one is most essential because in all the earlier four things, there is always the sense of incompleteness, sense of unfulfillment. Continuously it cannot be. Isn't it? Like तबीयत खराब हुआ ठीक करते हो फिर से खराब होता है फिर ठीक करते हो. अब कितने बार करोगे. लोक सेवा करते हो कभी मौका मिलता है कभी नहीं मिलता है. कभी हेल्प मिलता है कभी ऑब्स्ट्रक्शन होता है. So, in all those four things, there is always something lacking, something limited, something finite. That's why in this world, people with so many achievements in the outer world, either by serving the world as the fourth point, or succeeding in their own lives, great achievements, the third point, or in the second one too, that they maintain themselves. Yet there is no fulfillment, completeness. Because the completeness comes only in the Adhyatmika Tattva Anumoti. Fifth one, this is the most important one. And slowly our importance, our time given for this fifth one should increase. Same time, have that knack of not compromising with all the earlier three too. And our service to world, our survival of ourselves, and managing our upadhis. And for that, the awareness. At little higher awareness level, when our devotion surrender to the Almighty increases, and when we are doing service to world and also only the spiritual sadhana, that yoga kshema vahami starts happening. You can in fact feel it. At that time, managing my own Vyaktitva personality and managing my own survival, I need not waste time for that. He takes care. You understood? That time we are only busy in taking care of world and busy in our Adhyatmic sadhana. That's why you see those who are in that true high level of Adhyatmic sadhana and those who are in service of the world, tens and hundreds of people are there to take care of them. That is the meaning of Yoga Kshemam Vaha. For the spiritual people, grossly you won't see people anybody around, but the Sukshma Devatas take care of them. The Yoga Kshemam aspect. That's how they are in the jungle, in an ashram, remote from the city, town. उनको कोई भी चीज की जरूरत ही नहीं पड़ती. अब कितने हजारों लाखों लोग ये गंगोत्री हरिद्वार में रहते हैं. They live long life doing their sadhana. One day they leave Sharia. They are not in a bhagadodi like us, going to the hospitals, going to this, that. वो होता ही नहीं उनको. Why? The devatas are taking care of them. Why? They are involved in the adhyatmic sadhana and they have already prayed sufficiently. Oh Lord, I am doing this sadhana. Please take care of my upadhis. Said, okay, I already told you. Aham yogakshema mahami. I'll take care. So the right food comes to them at right time. All digestive system works well. It's all so beautifully happens. What we are saying here is the fourth and fifth when we attend to, the second and third are taken care. First is always there, the awareness. So I am aware of my spiritual sadhana. I am aware of serving the world. With awareness, I pray to the Lord with the application in which mentioning that, oh Lord, these two I am convincingly doing. So as you promise Yogaksham Vahami, you take care of my second and third. I need not worry. Bhagavan says, okay. So that person basically gets freed from the worries. He knows the Lord is taking care. And secondly, the causes of worry also never come to their life. चलता ही रहते जिंदगी मस्त. If something happens, suddenly, immediately the resources are there to take care. In the second and third. Second is managing the upadhis. Third is managing survival. These two are called yogakshemam. The Lord takes care. Only when we are fully engaged in third and fourth. That is what ananyas chintayanto mam yajanaha paripasate nityabhyuktana. So the five things we said: increase awareness, manage upadhis, survive, serve the world, spirituality. Spirituality is knowing substratum, having that jnanam that there is substratum and I am that and that is changeless, is the only one which gives ultimately the sukoon. Otherwise, all other things give the fear of change and they give the misery of change because they change. अरे यार ये बदलेंगे करके डर रहता है. Like I become old, that fear is there. And I definitely become the old. That misery also is there. And I will die. The fear is there. And definitely one day I die and give freedom to the world. In the self, it never becomes jara, it never gets the mrityu. That is what Nachiketa, directly on the face of Yamaraj says, Swarge loke na vayam kinchana asti na tatra tvam na jaraya viveti. In that realization of the self, neither you nor old age will trouble me. You mean the mrityu, direct muh pe bol rahe. So give me that state of self. Though this shloka there is told for this Svarga Vidya, but in the Atma Prapti also there is no Jara Roga Mrityu because they all are there to the Upadhis. The self is not Upadhi, it is beyond the Desha Kala. That's how the logic of why we have to know this self. Today I told you the fifth one is important, the other four are heard few times by us. Anyone, whatever the position, even is an Indra Deva, even Varuna Deva, why we hope they are also Mukta only if they know the self, the eternal self, the immutable self, the changeless self, the birthless self, the deathless self, the finiteless, infinite self. Isn't it? उसी में सुकून है. And common sense thought is not every one of us are asking for the things permanent. Everything when you see expiry date देखते हो कि नहीं, longevity देखते हो कि नहीं, guarantee period देखते हो कि नहीं, isn't it? Everything, the body has to be long living. Wife or husband relation should be long. Children should be long living and loving me. Car I purchase, long time it should give service. House I stay in, long time it should there. हर चीज पे हमको longevity चाहिए. And none of the things other than Paramatma are in that way complete and infinite and endless. Only Paramatma. So in that way, let the inclination for our search of spiritual truth increase more. Seeking the truth should increase more. Start becoming busy in that consciously. What is the consciousness? Going to the class, I am. Listening from my gurus, the Upanishad. And I am studying also at home. And in that Upanishadic mantras which are heard and studying, I am seeing that knowledge about that Brahma Vastu. This is what is said. The Upalabdhi Sthana is Hridaya. And to have the Upalabdhi, this is the sadhana I have to do. Very clearly I am knowing it and I am doing every day a little of it. This is the clarity. No vagueness, no confusion, no fear. Full conviction, commitment, continuity, consistency. मस्त रहता है वो जिंदगी जहां हम पक्का जानकर विथ द अथॉरिटी ऑफ गुरु एंड शास्त्र क्या पाना है क्या करना है हम कर रहे हैं. Otherwise, the two problems either we are in vagueness or with all clarity we do, but the wrong things. With all attention we do, with all efforts we do, but the wrong things. What are the wrong things, sir? Any pursuit other than Paramatma is wrong. Why? Because it is finite. Either vagueness or wrongdoing. वो छोड़कर with clarity doing the right thing. That's why in today's our class, first thought was that only. Much before we welcomed you or said thanks to you. Okay, friends, thank you. Om, 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 Om Sahana Vavatu, Om Namo Brahmadibhyo, Om Yairime Guruvihi Purvam, Om Shankaram Shankaracharyam, Om Nidhaye Sarva Vidyanam, Om Shruti Smriti Purananam. ओम विदिताखिल शास्त्र सुधा जलधे महितोपनिषद कथितार्थ निधे हृदये कलये विमलं चरणं भव शंकर देशिकमे शरणं ब्रह्मानंदं परम सुखदं परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्म विद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः. श्वेताश्वतर उपनिषदाचार्येभ्यो नमः. संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्ष कैवल्य प्राप्त्यर्थं सनातन धर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगत्यर्थं धर्म संस्थापकानां नित्य निरंतर दिग्विजयार्थं श्रीराम मंदिरवत् शिव कृष्णादि मंदिरादीनां पुनरवाप्ति तेषु निरंतर शास्त्र अध्ययनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातन धर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यंतर शत्रुघ्न समूल निर्मूलन पूर्वक भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य वैदिक ऐन्दव संस्कृतेः धर्ममोक्षपुरुषार्थानां सुसम्प्रतिष्ठावाप्त्यर्थम् अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां सङ्कल्पितसत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयः तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रति भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्मसाफल्यार्थम् अनेकशास्त्राणामध्ययन साधनाप्रयत्नमध्ये कृष्णयजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः आद्यशङ्करभाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्नं मुक्त्यर्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। ओम नित्यानंदम निराधारम chanting 19 20 21 three mantras concludes the third chapter. अथ पारायणं तृतीयोऽध्यायः। ओम अपाणिपादो जवनो गृहीता पश्यत्य चक्षुः सशृणोत्य कर्णः स वेत्ति वेद्यं न च तस्यास्ति वेत्ता तमाहुरग्र्यं पुरुषं महान्तम् अणोरणीयान् महतो महीयान् आत्मा गुहायां निहितोऽस्य जन्तोः तमक्रतुं पश्यति वीतशोकः धातुः प्रसादान् महिमानमीशं वेदाहमेतमजरं पुराणं सर्वात्मानं सर्वगतं विभुत्वात् जन्मनिरोधं प्रवदन्ति यस्य ब्रह्मवादिनो हि प्रवदन्ति नित्यम्. Third chapter also done. Fourth chanting we'll do tomorrow. Now the 18th mantra. Hope you got the mantra by hearted. I'm sure the literal meaning you have understood, and definitely the feeling has come in about the beauty and the need of this mantra. यो ब्रह्माणं विदधाति पूर्वं यो वै वेदांश्च प्रहिणोति तस्मै तगंह देवमात्मबुद्धिप्रकाशं मुमुक्षुर्वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये. अगेन, यो ब्रह्माणं विदधाति पूर्वं यो वै वेदांश्च प्रहिणोति तस्मै तगंह देवमात्मबुद्धिप्रकाशं मुमुक्षुर्वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये. In this, Yo Brahmanam Vidadati Purvam, thoroughly understood. Yo Vai Vedanscha Prahinoti Tasvai is also clearly understood. Tamha Devam, yesterday we saw this. Devam Dyotanatmakam. Today, Atmabuddhi Prakasham Mumukshuhu Vai Sharanamaham Prabhadde. Of these three, whatever we can understand through the Bhashya, we'll try. Start. The first one, Narayana. Iti cha Devam Jyotirmayam. Deva means pure awareness, alertness, consciousness. Jyotirmayam. Now, Atma Buddhi Prakasham was first meaning Vaisa. Atmani ya buddhihi. Atma Buddhi. Atmani ya buddhihi. Buddhi is understanding. Buddhi is conviction. So I have understood, I am convinced about what is Atma, what is not Atma. That understanding and conviction is called Buddhi in the Atman, therefore Atma Buddhi. Tasyaha prasadakaram. So prasadakaram is the giver. And having obtained it, there is prasada, the prasannata. See here also prasada, in the Gita also prasada is sarva dukkhana. Bhagavan is guiding us in living life of prasannata and prasadata. So Atmani ya buddhihi tasyaha prasadakaram. So making the buddhi so prasanna that buddhi is applying itself in having the jnanam and conviction about the Atmavastu. And that Atman being blissful, being infinite, and that is understood. Therefore, all the fears of finitude and changes are gone. That is why again prasada karam. तो बुद्धि को प्रसन्न करके उसके द्वारा परमात्मा को जानकर जानने के कारण फिर से प्रसन्नता. That is the meaning of Atma Buddhi Prasadajam. First meaning of this. Okay, Atma Buddhi Prakasham. Here the Shankara Bhagavan's commentaries. Atma Buddhi Prakasham is equal to Prasada karam. Here prasada means giving as prasada, giving it as gift. Incidentally, it also has the meaning of prasannata. Therefore, that also we had it. So it is the Paramatma who gives the prasadata in the buddhi, gives the capacity in the buddhi to know about the Atman. Therefore, makes the buddhi prasanna. Right? A little ahead you go, Atma Buddhi Prakasham mein, the buddhi merges in the Atman. That I am the self, that experience remains. And when you come to Vyavahara, when Vyavahara, you have to use the buddhi to do so many things. Is that time the buddhi has forgotten the self? No. That time Aham Brahmasmi remains intact, and whatever to be done in the Vyavahara, that happens through us. First meaning of Atma Buddhi Prakasham. Okay. It is little explained. Little explained for us to have the conviction. And that is the logic behind this mantra where that Brahman we are surrendering to. Krishna Rama surrendering to him appears to be appealing and meaningful to us. And how can to that Nirguna Brahma you can surrender to? Upadhi Rahita Brahma, Indriya Rahita Brahma. How can we surrender to? That doubt comes. In this, the trickish answer is what? In his nature, that Brahman is Upadhi Rahita, Antakarana Rahita. In his nature. But when we invoke, he only comes as Krishna and Rama to bless. If you invoke Krishna, Krishna only will come, Rama won't. If you invoke Rama, Rama will come if he is free. Krishna won't come. But if you invoke Brahman, he will come in any form because he is all. Any rupa will take and come. That is the meaning of Varade Kamarupini in Saraswati Shloka also. Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini. The Kamarupini means Icha Rupini. Kamarupini is not she is desire. She is the one who has the ability to take her own Icha Rupa and come to bless us. And we prayed. Hey Saraswati, Tubhyam Namaha, give me the Vara and Vidyaramam Karishyami, give me the Siddhi in that Vidya Prapti. And that's what we see in our evening. Yoga Vasis Ramayana, Mother Saraswati came and guiding Leela. That's the meaning of Kamarupini. And here, through this satsanga, Saraswati Mata alone is giving us Jnanam. That is the Kamarupanam. Icha Rupa Dharana. So this Paramatma Tattva has any Rupa to take and guide. Therefore, it is always better to surrender even to that Nirguna Brahma only. He has himself no upadhis, but when we pray, he will respond to to our prayers in any of the forms. Add this new knowledge. Don't have that notion, ki Parabrahma has no upadhis, or whatever prayers we are doing, he is not listening, he is not minding. No, Pashyatya Chakshu, Shrunatya Karanaha. He is without eyes but sees, he without ears he listens. Why? At the deepest level of thought, he is behind my own sankalpa and prayer as the substratum. No, he is like I am doing a prayer. Where I am doing a prayer in my own mind, but where is the mind rooted in Brahman only? No. So he being the substratum, inevitably, essentially, eventually knows it. You need not have the doubt. How he knows? Why do you worry? He knows the way he wants to know. He will bless us the way he can. This is all we are explaining. Why we have to surrender to Parabrahma? Because in this sloka, surrender to Parabrahma is taught. Now to substantiate it here, Bhagavan Shankara's elaboration. After telling us one meaning of Atmani Yabuddhi Tasyaha Prasadakaram. He is explaining. So beautiful. With the Upanishad authority. Listen. What is he? Ki Prasannehi Parameshware. Only when that Parameshwara is prasanna with us, then only Buddhi api. Our Buddhi tat Vishaya Prama. that buddhi of ours, tad vishaya brahma, always will have in its inquiry thinking about that Paramatma only. Which is that Paramatma? Nishprapancha akara, which is not the akara of anything of the prapancha. Brahma atmana avatishtate vartate. Our buddhi avatishtate gets established in. Our buddhi vartate merges in. What? In Brahma Atmana, as the Brahman as me. And what is Brahman? Ki Nishprapancha Akara. So the Nishprapancha Akara ब्रह्म में हमारी बुद्धि लग जाती है, समा जाती है. ओनली when प्रसन्न ही परमेश्वर. That's what we said yesterday. ईश्वरानुग्रह देव पुंसाम अद्वैत वासना. Again I am reading, you see, prasanne hi parameshware. When the Paramatma Parameshwara is prasanna, then only buddhi api, our buddhi also, tad vishaya prama, will have in it the clear understanding and avoidance about that Paramatma only. What is that Paramatma? Nishprapancha akara brahma atmana avatishtate. So right now our buddhi is prapancha akara and zero information about Brahman. But when we have done the upasana to Nirguna Brahma as well as the upasana of the Saguna Ishvara with the goal of Nirguna Brahma, with the Sankalpa, with the Prarthana for the Nirguna Brahma, that time when he becomes Prasanna, the two problems are solved. One, now our buddhi is saprapanchakara, it goes away. Means the entire prapancha goes away from our chitta. Second is what? Right now our buddhi is not having Brahma Jnana at all. But with the prasannata of the Ishvara, the Brahma Jnana will happen. Then this buddhi goes and stabilizes in the Brahma Akara. That is the meaning of Brahma Atmana Avatishtat. The buddhi, Vishayakara, knows nothing about Brahman right now. But when we have pleased the Paramatma and the Parabrahma through the Upasanas, through the Sharanagatis, when that Paramatma becomes Prasanna, Prasanne Parameshware, our buddhi, you understand, gets the Prama of Paramatma Tattva. What it means is two things. One is Nishprapancha Akara, means from our buddhi, the Prapancha Akara goes away. How it goes away? Because we don't entertain much about the Prapancha. Why? Because we got Vairagya for Prapancha. Why? Because we understood not only that the Prapancha is binding, secondly, it is not real at all, Mithya. All this, that the Prapancha is Mithya, therefore if I run behind it, it will bind me. Therefore I should not run behind it. Therefore I leave it. That's called Vairagya. All of them are the Jnana of the Buddhi only, no? So that Jnana to the Buddhi comes by the Parameshwara Anugraha when we surrender. Prasannehi Parameshware Buddhihi Buddhihi Api Tad Vishaya Prama. First aspect is this. Second aspect is what? That the Brahman is reality. He all pervading and he has to be realized as myself. For that I have to go deep into meditation. Who is doing all of that? This is also Buddhi ka conviction, hai na? So Buddhi's wrong conviction about the world removed, therefore the world is gone away from the Buddhi. Buddhi's right conviction about the reality is gained thereby. First, in the Buddhi, the vrittis will be there of Brahman. Thereafter, the Buddhi itself will merge in Brahman. That's called as Brahma Atmana Avatishtate. By Parameshwara's Prasannata. When we do Sankalpa to that while doing our upasanas, for this only to Paramatma. If we do the Sankalpa for the Jagat, then the Jagat only he will bless us with. So make the Lord Prasanna through your prayers for revealing the truth. Then he will empower our buddhi to be freed from the prapanchakara through the process of Viveka Vairagya Abhyasa, and he will fill the buddhi first with the Brahmajnana. Thereafter, buddhi in its deepest meditation, itself merges in the Brahman as the self. Thereafter, I am in the experience that I am Brahman. बुद्धि यर मीन्स अंतःकरण, अंतःकरण में एक हिस्सा ही मैं हूं, तो उसमें देह मन बुद्धि चित्त अहंकार सारे ब्रह्म में लय होते हैं, तो आई एम ब्रह्मन एक्सपीरियंस कम्स. सो दैट्स व्हाट ही सेज हियर. प्रसन्ने परमेश्वरे बुद्धिरपि तद्विषया प्रमा निष्प्रपंच आकार ब्रह्म आत्मना अवतिष्ठते वर्तते. दैट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ आत्मबुद्धि प्रकाशम इति अन्य अविधीयते. दिस वाज द सेकंड मीनिंग. थर्ड मीनिंग इज व्हाट? आत्मबुद्धि प्रकाशम इति अन्य अविधीयते. इसका अर्थ क्या है? आत्मबुद्धिम प्रकाशयति इति आत्मबुद्धि प्रकाशम. What was explained detailedly is summarized here. Ki the awakening of the Atma Buddhi. The conviction that I am the self and everything is that self only. There is nothing other than the self as real. Though it appears, though it is seen, though it is giving experiences at that level when I involve. Like at the level of dream, when I involve, the dream experiences come. Yet it is not real because there is some other status, other level of awareness called as waking, wherein the dream is unreal. अथवा another meaning, आत्मा एव बुद्धि आत्म बुद्धि. आत्मा एव बुद्धि आत्म बुद्धि. The pure self alone is expressing as the buddhi for the vyavahara. Atma sa eva prakasha asya. Okay, and that buddhi is the prakasha of the Paramatma at the vyavahar level, because with the buddhi only we know everything. Anything by which something is known is called prakasha. Like you ask somebody giving a topic, so can you throw some light on that? What is the meaning of throwing some light? He will not take out cell phone and put a torch and throw. He will speak with the mouth. That Vani is called as the light there. Sometimes the teacher having given a lecture, he says, जल गया कि नहीं अंदर, मतलब illuminate हुआ कि नहीं, did it light or not? You know, in every language this expression is there. Here, the light is of the buddhi or understanding. So, atma eva buddhi, atma buddhi. Sa eva prakasha asya. With that buddhi only we know the world, no? So, how the buddhi is able to know the world? Because it is prakasha. Where from the prakasha came to it? Because of Paramatma Chaitanya. This you will have clarity in the evening class of our Laghu Vakya Vritti. You know, yesterday we saw the example, na? Like the water heats our body, but the heat is not of the water. The heat the water got from the fire. So too, the buddhi has its prakasha because basically it is the Atman only. So Atma eva buddhi sa eva prakasha asya iti Atma buddhi prakasham. It means what? Oh Lord, you are the one, because of your presence in my buddhi that I am able to know the world. One, thank you for that. Two, but in that only all problems are there. Therefore, let the prakasham be not of the world with this buddhi. Let the prakasham with this buddhi be of the Atman, which is Nishprapanchakara and which is Brahmaswarup. So in this Atma Buddhi Prakasham, this way, the literal meanings are there, then the prayers also there. Ultimate prayer. आत्मा ही बुद्धि के रूप में जगत को प्रकाशित करता हुआ फंस रहा है उसमें. अब मुझे वो नहीं चाहिए. मुझे जगत का प्रकाश नहीं चाहिए, which is मिथ्या जगत. I want the prakasha, the knowledge of the Brahma. So let the buddhi get the Brahmakara, not Vishayakara, Jagadakara. Right now, Vishayakara, Jagadakara. Where is, again in the evening, Yoga Vasishta Maharamana, this talk is going on. Rama Vasishta Samvada. Yesterday we saw Chittakasham, Chidakasham, Bhutakasham. Avina Bhavana Vashat Ekameva. Avina Bhavana Vasha means the Bhutakasha cannot be without Chittakasha. Chittakasha cannot be without Chidakasha. Therefore, Chidakasha alone is real. The same thing in the Mandukya Upanishad we are discussing. The Bahya Jagat Drishyas cannot be there without the Chitta. Chitta cannot be there without the Chaitanya. But Chaitanya can be without them. Therefore, the Chaitanya Atma alone is real. Chitta and the Bahya Vrittis are Mithya. See, in all the four texts, same subject is studied. That the reality alone is being reality, let our buddhi have its prama of the Paramatma Tattva. Prama is knowledge. And Paramatma being the self of all, the buddhi has to merge in the Paramatma. Our buddhi means the Antakarana. In that Antakarana, Mana Buddhi Chitta merge in the Paramatma through the thoughts. Aham merges in the Brahman through the experience. So Aham Brahmasmi Anumoti there. That way Atma Buddhi Prakasham. Then Mumukshur Vai. Vai Shabdaha Avadharane. Avadharana means doubtlessness. By being a Mumukshu, convincingly, doubtlessly, by being a Mumukshu. So Mumukshu eva san. By being a mumukshu alone, you have to surrender to him, then you get the blessings fully. Mumukshu eva san, na phalantaram icchan. What is the meaning of mumukshur vai? What is the meaning of the word vai? As a mumukshu, I want the moksha by Atma Jnana only. No other phala I am asking you, O Lord. In this way, do the Sharanagati. Sharanagati we already explained in the first 2 to 3 days. Aham prapadye, I surrender. So in this way, I surrender to that Brahman by being mumukshu, asking for no other phala. And that Brahman is the Atma Uddhi Prakashakaha. And that Brahman is the one who, in the beginning, created Brahmadeva, and to him he gave all the Vedas. And he is the Chaitanya Swarup. So, yaha Brahmanam vidadhati purvam, yaha tasmai Vedan parinoti, तम देवम आत्मबुद्धि प्रकाशम मोक्षु भूत्वा अहम शरणम प्रपद्ये. And when consciously every word sentence we listen and contemplate for a few times, then the whole thought will be grasped. Then use that thought for prayers every day. I am surrendering as a mumukshu to that Paramatma to do the Atma Buddhi Prakasham as he has done it to the Brahmadeva. So give me the Brahmajnana Prama, means doubtless conviction about the Brahma Tattva, and give me Brahma Atmana Anubhuti, that Aham Brahmas. In that way, you keep on praying, as in the other Upanishad, that Yame Vaisa Vrunite Tena Labhyaha Tasesha Atma Vivrunite Tanum Swam. The divinity will bless with the revelation. Why do you ask how it happens? It happens. The Rishi is saying in the Upanishad, just have faith, do your job, what is told. How it comes, why do you worry? These worries are the question of the mind and the buddhi. Mind and intellect have a limitation. They can only inquire things, not that they can understand everything. They need not understand. Some things need not understand. You just experience. हो गया. हर अनुभव को इंटरप्रेट करना नामक ये गुस्ताखी नहीं करना चाहिए. You get the Anubhuti of the Atman. Why do you want to explain and bring it down to the level of mind intellect? Everything need not be conceived by intellect. Subtle, the self is beyond intellect. Intellect का औकात क्या है? Therefore, asking the question, how that Brahman will bless, and I realize the Brahman, why worry? Rishi says, surrender to him, it will happen. Keep surrendering, it will happen. Why are you worried? Then I want to intellectually understand. You can't understand, you drop it. No, if you can't explain me, if I can't understand, then I will not become sadhaka. Don't become. किसके लिए कर रहे हो? मत कर. कोई फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता. Then I will not come to your class and I don't believe Upanishad because it did not satisfy my intellect. Don't. नैषा तर्केण मतिरापनेया यतो वाचो निवर्तन्ते अप्राप्य मनसा सह. Self, why do you need the not self called as mind and intellect to certify its presence? ये बंदे को आत्मा से ज्यादा मन बुद्धि से प्यार है. That's why he says, only when my mind and intellect are convinced, then I believe about myself. You are more near to yourself than the mind intellect. Now you understand how we become slave to this mana and buddhi. Three things. Mind intellect cannot catch the self. Point one. Two, only when the mind intellect are dropped, self is realized. Three, that mind intellect only we are holding and saying that with the mind intellect I cannot get the self. Therefore, self is not there or I don't want. What a funny thing. So that's how these are the subtle things we have to correct in our understanding. So once more, this whole sloka with Bhashya for 15-20 minutes, we'll see tomorrow and say thanks to Bhagavan for guiding us. Then go to the next one. Yada charmavada akasham veshteshyanti manavaha tada devam avijnaya dukkha syanto bhavishyati. Mast shloka hai. उसमें ह्यूमर भी है. We'll see it. ओम 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 ओम. Before that mantra, Nishkalam, Nishkriyam, Shantam karke, about that Brahman, the Shabdas, indicative definitions are given. After studying that in the 19th mantra, in the 20th we will see that. As I said, Yadachan Bhavada Akash. Then just two, three more. And the last one is the beautiful garnishing of the entire thing. Yasya Deve Para Bhakti Yatha Deve Tatha Guru. Ultimate. And we took lot of time, around 700 days. Therefore, we might have forgotten the earlier things. But if again with less time given, comprehensively, if you study the whole Upanishad, knowing every sloka, every topic, total chapter, you will see the beauty of this Upanishad. Like a beautiful tree having 6 branches, every branch having so many of the fruits to offer. I really love this Upanishad. खत्म करने को मन ही नहीं होता मेरा. But we will see maybe a few more days. Then we'll study our Chandogya also. Thank you. ओम पूर्णमदः श्रुति मात्रे नमः तत्सद ब्रह्मार्पणम. आओ गीता पढ़ते हैं.